Alright, next we'll start by knitting this small leaf pattern. Similarly, find the end of your yarn. Wrap it around your left hand. Next, let's look at the diagram. First, we need to make a slip knot. That is, loop the yarn end into a circle on your left hand. Then pinch the crossed area with your thumb. Bring the yarn tail from behind the loop to the front. Tighten to complete the slip knot. Then, we take out the crochet hook. Pass it through the loop. Pull the yarn tail below. And shrink the loop to between 1.5 to 2 times the thickness of the hook. Next, we will create 8 chain stitches. Let's start with the first one. Simply draw the yarn through from bottom to top. The first one is done. A small V shape will form on its right side. Next, we need to remove this stitch marker. Then, just place it on the left half of this small V-shaped stitch. Alright, let's continue and crochet the second chain stitch. 4, 5, 6, 7, good. All 8 chain stitches are completed. Okay, now we're going to work the first round for the small leaf. Looking at the diagram, first a second chain from hook single crochet. What second chain from hook single crochet means? Is that when we crochet the first single crochet? We need to insert the hook through the second V from the hook. Here, this is what we know as the 8th V. This is the 7th one. We need to go through half a stitch to the left of the 7th small V and make a single crochet. Remember to insert the crochet hook through here. Then pull the yarn through. When we are crocheting the small leaf, there's no need to worry about whether it's the cross stitch method or the regular method. Just pull the yarn through is all that's needed. This makes it easier to carry out some stitches. Then we'll wrap the yarn from outside the stitch and pull through the next 2 loops on the hook. First stitch done, then move the stitch marker over. Mark both strands of the V at the first stitch. Not just one side of the strand. Alright, next we have a half double crochet. The half double crochet isn't that complicated either. It just has one more step than the single crochet. The yarn over. So we first need to yarn over the hook once. And then insert the hook into the next stitch. That means pulling the yarn through from front to back to front over the hook. Actually, it's the same as before. First, go around the then, pass through the next small V. Not the spot we just went through. This is where we just passed. We need to enter from the left half of the next V-shaped wire and go through. Similarly, pull the wire out again. Pass the hook under the stitch from below. Or from above works too. Just bring it through. Now there are 3 loops on the hook. Leave them, directly yarn over. Just like with a hook from bottom to top, catching the yarn. Then pull the yarn through all 3 loops at once. These 3 loops will be worked together. Slowly pull it all the way through. And that's how you complete a half double crochet. Next, we'll move on to 3 double crochets. Let's demonstrate the first double crochet. The long stitch is actually quite similar to the half double crochet. First, we need to yarn over once. Then, just like before, bring the hook under and over the yarn to catch it. Next, insert the hook into the front loop of the next little V-stitch. Then, pull the yarn through. After that, yarn over again from outside the loop. The only slight difference here is, in our long march stitch, we yarn over twice. The medium long stitch is done in one go. For a regular long stitch, first pull through the first 2 loops on the hook. Then you'll have 2 loops. So we yarn over one more time. And pull through the last 2 loops. That completes one regular long stitch. Then, proceed to make the second double crochet. Similarly, start by wrapping the yarn over the hook once. Next, insert the hook through the left half of the next small V-stitch. Then pull the yarn through that stitch. Following that, wrap the yarn over the hook again from the outside. Now, pull the yarn through 2 loops at a time. First, pull through the first 2 loops on the hook. Then wrap the yarn again and pull through the last 2 loops. Okay, the second treble crochet is complete. Now for the third one, first wrap the yarn. Then insert the hook through the left half of the next small V. Pull the yarn through. Wrap the yarn from outside the loop. Then pull through the first 2 loops on the hook. Good. Wrap the yarn. Pull through the last 2 loops. 3 double crochet stitches completed. Then, a half double crochet stitch. Similarly, wrap the yarn once first. Wrap from bottom to top once. Then, insert the hook into the left half of the next small V. Pull the yarn through. Then wrap the yarn from outside the hole. And then we can pull it all through at once. Half double crochet completed. Next, you need to make 3 single crochets in one hole, because they are connected by a plus sign in between. So wherever there's a plus sign, it means we need to make all the stitches in the same hole. That is, pass directly through the small V where the last stitch marker is. Without yarn, no yarn over for the single crochet. Pass through directly. Bring the yarn through, and then yarn over. And bring the yarn through the last 2 loops. Then, in the same spot, work another single crochet. Insert hook, yarn over and pull through, yarn over and pull through both loops. Still in the same spot, work a 3rd single crochet. Single crochet complete. If this hole is too large, we can also pull the tail end from below. Pinch this area and tighten it. See, the hole opening has shrunk. Next, we can start weaving the other half of this little leaf. The other half is actually woven symmetrically to the right side. However, the next place where our crochet hook will go in is not the remaining half strand of that little V from before. Not this kind of spiral line. Instead, it's these small openings, each one slightly to the right. Look, you can gently pull it apart a bit with both hands on either side. You'll clearly see that between every hole there's a horizontal line. After identifying these horizontal lines, we will insert the crochet hook through each hole to work the next stitches. First, we need to make a half double crochet. First, wrap the yarn around the hook again. Then you can remove this loose end. Now, let's tighten this loop a bit. Okay, next, start with a half double crochet. Wrap the yarn first. Wrap the yarn from back to front. Then insert the hook into the next loop. Remember, the stitch marker was placed where we worked into earlier. If you can use both hands to gently pull it apart. There, now you can see it. Pass it through from here. After passing it through, this thread end needs to be placed on the crochet hook, because we'll need to hide it later. Okay, place it on, then ignore it. Just leave it be. Continue with our stitch. After bringing it through, wrap the yarn from outside the hole. Then pull through all 3 loops at once. If it's not, the ribbon might be placed horizontally like our crochet hook. It easily gets tangled. We try to keep it as vertical as possible, along this gap of it. That makes it a bit easier to pull. Better to go slow. Medium length needle completed. Next, we'll also do 3 double crochets. Similarly, we need to yarn over first. Yarn over once. Then go through the next hole. You can gently pull it apart a bit. Right here. After yarning over, go through the next hole. Remember to keep this yarn tail over the crochet hook. Alright, then pull the yarn through. Wrap the yarn around from outside the stitch. Then pull through the loop. A long stitch is to first pull through the first 2 loops. Then wrap the yarn around again. Finally pull through the last 2 loops. Long stitch then proceed to the second long stitch. First, wrap the yarn. Then insert into the next stitch. Pass through the mark stitch and place the hook above. Ignore it. Pull the yarn through good. Wrap the yarn from outside the stitch. Then pull through the first 2 loops. Wrap the yarn again. Then pull through the last 2 loops. Next is the 3rd double crochet. Wrap the yarn first, then insert into the next stitch. We'll split it open to both sides. Pull through the yarn over. First pull through the first 2, then yarn over. Then pull through the last 2, 3 double crochets completed, followed by 1 half double crochet. Also, yarn over first, then insert into the next stitch. Here. Don't forget to keep this yarn loop on the hook. Pull the yarn through. Then wrap the yarn around from outside the stitch, and pull through all 3 loops at once. That completes the half double crochet. Finally, make a single crochet. Now let's adjust this part a bit. Go straight through. No need to wrap the yarn. Pull the yarn out. Then wrap the yarn from outside the hole. Pull through the next 2 loops. Finally, we'll move to the stitch marker on the left. Here, just work one final slip stitch. You can remove the stitch marker. Remember the position of the small V it passed through. Leave the thread at the back alone for now. Insert the crochet hook through. Then pull the yarn through. Pull the yarn through once more. Tighten the back loop. Now our little leaf is all fixed up. Then we can choose to crochet it into a style without a hanging cord, or one with a hanging cord, or this style with petals. Now, let's first demonstrate the style without a hanging cord. For no hanging cord, we start right after finishing the slip stitch. Simply take this chain stitch again, and secure the yarn in place. Then pull it tight. If we have a hot glue gun, there's no need to leave the yarn tail too long. Just cut it off right here. But if we don't have any glue, we can also use this thread to sew it up. If using thread, this thread needs to be left a bit longer. Leave about 20 to 30 centimeters in length, and cut off the excess. Then pull out the yarn end. This yarn end on the back is the one we hid while knitting earlier. We need to give it a little twist to prevent these thread ends inside from showing. Now our little leaf is all knitted, and we can set it aside. Now, let's demonstrate the one with petals. If it has petals, after we finish the last slip stitch, we need to crochet 5 more chain stitches. Let's start with the first one, then the second, the third, the fourth, the fifth. 5 chain stitches are complete. Next is the second to last slip stitch. Similarly, we need to insert the hook through the left half of the second to last small V. Insert the hook here. Then pull the yarn through. And pull the drawn through yarn through the loop on the hook. First slip stitch completed, then the second slip stitch. Now we're going through the left half of the next small V stitch. We just went through this spot here. Next, we go through here. Pull the yarn through. Then pull it through the loop on the hook. Now for the third slip stitch. Again, it's the left half of the next small V stitch. Pull the yarn through. Then bring it through the back loop good. Next, the fourth slip stitch. Go into the left half of the next small V. Pull through, then pull through again. Then, the final slip stitch. Because the small V's above have all been used up, so we need to find the next small V on the left side, right on the main part of the leaf. We'll pass through both the front and back strands. Not just a single strand, okay? Good. Pull the yarn through. Then pass through the loop at the back and gently tighten. Next, do 1 chain stitch to lock it. Pull this thread tight, all set. Now this petal is all fixed up. The remaining threads can be handled the same way. If we're using glue to attach it, you don't need to leave the thread end too long. But if we're going to stitch it with thread, it's best to leave the thread a bit longer. Leave about 20 to 30 centimeters length. I've already cut it here. After cutting, we can just pull this thread out directly. Then straighten and flatten the hidden thread at the back in the same way. Now the small leaf with a petal is also finished. We'll set it aside for now. Next, let's demonstrate the case with a string. If it's with a string, it's also after finishing the slip stitch. Then just crochet sharp chain stitches. Okay, let's start with the first one. The second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth, 10th, 11th, 12th chain stitch. Then we can return to the slip stitch position we just worked, and just make another slip stitch there. Then, the length of this cord is approximately this long. If you want to make a longer cord, just crochet a few more chain stitches. You can freely adjust the length of the cord. After crocheting, insert the hook through the left V of the final slip stitch. Make a slip stitch here. Then pull the hook through the back loop. Next, we'll crochet 1 chain stitch. Pull tight to secure the yarn. For the remaining yarn, leave a longer tail if you need to sew with it. Leave a shorter tail if you don't need to sew with it. Leave a tail about 20到30 cm long. Then pull the thread out. Also flatten the thread end at the back a bit. This also helps to flatten the little leaf. Otherwise, it would curl up too much. Now we've finished knitting the little leaf with the string. You can set it aside for now. Next, let's knit the large leaf that can be made into a hair clip. The large leaf is actually crocheted using the same method as the small leaf. In principle, they are completely identical. The only difference is that the large leaf has a few more chain stitches. And correspondingly, it also has a few more double crochet stitches. This large leaf is designed to fit a wusenimi hair clip base. If we want to use a larger base, we can simply increase the number of chain and double crochet stitches as needed. Alright, and again find the loose end of the thread. Wrap it around your left hand. Then, following the diagram, start by making a slip knot. Form a loop with the thread in your hand. Hold the crossing point in place. Pull the loose end from behind the loop to the front and tighten. Slip knot complete. Next, insert a crochet hook through the loop. Pull the yarn tail through. Tighten the loop to about 1.5 to 2 times the hook's thickness. Starting from here, leave a yarn tail longer than 10 厘米. We need to leave it a bit longer here. Next, we'll just crochet 15 chain stitches. First, let's complete the first one. Then place the stitch marker on the left half stitch of the small V formed by the first stitch. Next, work the second one, the third, the fourth, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 点. 15 chain stitches in total. We can also double check the quantity. Next, let's continue with another round of leaves. Similarly, start with 2 single crochets. Insert the hook through the left half of the second to last small V from the back. Pull the yarn through. Then, yarn over from outside the hole, and pull through the loop on the hook. Next 2 loops. First single crochet completed. Take another stitch marker. Mark the entire small V formed at the side of the first single crochet by catching both strands. Next is a half double crochet. For the half double crochet, first yarn over once. Then insert the hook through the left half of the next small V. Pull the yarn through. Then wrap the yarn around from the outside of the stitch. And pull through all 3 loops at once. Next is 10 double crochet stitches. Using the same technique, first wrap the yarn once. Then insert the hook into the left half of the next small V. Pull the yarn through. Then wrap the yarn from the outside of the loop. For a double crochet, you need to pull through 2 loops at a time. Not all at once. First, pull through the first 2 loops. Then wrap the yarn and pull through the last 2 loops, 1 double crochet completed. Next, do the second yarn over first. Then pull through the left half stitch of the next small V. And bring the yarn out. Then yarn over from outside the hole. First pull through the first 2 loops, okay? Then yarn over again. And finally pull through the last 2 loops. Second double crochet completed. We still need to crochet 8 more double crochets next. Now I will fast forward slightly. All 10 double crochets are now complete. Then we move on to the next step, a half double crochet. Alright, first wrap the yarn. Then insert the hook through the left half of the next small V. Pull the yarn through. Then wrap the yarn again. Pull through all 3 loops at once. Next, let's crochet 3 single crochets. And we'll work them all into the same stitch of the next little V. That's right, where the stitch marker is placed. Insert the hook and crochet the first single crochet. Then, at the same spot, pass through again and make another stitch. Next, make the third stitch, at the same position. Still right here. Then we can start working on the other half of the leaf. Similarly, stitch symmetric. And then you can remove the stitch marker. Then, tighten the hole a little bit. Next, we'll use both hands to pull it apart. You can see these small holes clearly here. Now, the Noxi hook we just passed through is in this hole. For the next half double crochet, we'll go through this hole. First, wrap the yarn once. Then pass through the next hole. After going through, remember to place this thread end on top of the crochet hook. Underneath, between the two of them. Then we'll hide it. After placing it, ignore it. Continue with our medium long stitches. Pull the yarn through. Wrap the yarn around from outside the hole. Then all at once. Pull through good. Next, we need to knit 10 more long stitches. First, wrap the yarn and pass through the next hole. If it's hard to see, just adjust it. Next, remember this half for the next steps. This front loop always stays on top of the hook, okay? Whenever you insert the hook, keep it on top. If you're not inserting, just leave it as is. Yarn over and pull through. First pass through the first two, then wrap the yarn. Pass through the last 2 double crochets. We're doing 2 pull through the loops, okay. Good. Then for the second one, wrap the yarn first and go through the next stitch. Remember to place the yarn on top of it. Ignore it. Pull the yarn through nicely. Yarn over from outside the... Then pull through the first 2 loops first, okay? Yarn over again and pull through the last 2 loops, okay? For the next 8 double crochets, please complete the... Fast forwarding here. Okay, all 10 double crochets are done. Next, we'll do another half double crochet. Again, loop the yarn over the hook once. Insert the hook into the next stitch. Pull the yarn through. Then, yarn over and pull through all 3 loops on the hook. Next, we'll do a single crochet. Next stitch. It's a bit small. Go through the next stitch. Pull the yarn through. Wrap the yarn and pull through, okay. Then we'll do the last slip stitch at the left stitch marker. As for that loose end in the back, just leave it as is. Just push it to the side. Insert the hook directly through the 2 strands of this small V. Then pull the yarn through. Bring it through the back loop and pull tight. Next, make a slip stitch to secure the yarn, then pull tight again. As for the leftover yarn tail, we don't need to leave it too long, because there's no way to weave it in with a needle here. Just trim it a bit shorter. Pull it out. Alright, so our big leaf is now woven. Done. And then this thread at the back, straighten it out a little more. Don't let the back part show through. Okay, for now let's set it aside.